So I love also how Swedenborg, he's going to talk about how people enter into marriage in heaven.
Okay, right.
But to do that, he first gives a general universal principle, which is throughout heaven, whether this is, your married partner or just your neighbor or whatever, people who are similar gather together and people who are dissimilar part company.
Yeah.
And that's actually across the entire spiritual world. That's why there is heaven and hell.
Yeah.
Heaven and hell is a self-selection process where everyone who's similar because they love what's good and true wants to go near each other, so they create heaven.
It's not imposed on you. Yeah.
Everyone who loves what's evil and false wants to go near each other, so that creates hell. That's a universal, that's E equals MC squared. Like are drawn toward like, not by their own will, but by the Lord. In the same way, spouse is drawn toward spouse when their minds can be united into one.
Can be. That's interesting.
So
Can
you're
be.
ready, when you've gotten to the point, both you've gotten to a point in their lives where it can happen.
And they're such that they are compatible or whatever you'd want to
made
call
for
it.
each other. Yeah. So at first sight, they love each other most deeply, see each other as married partners, and enter into their marriage. This is why all of heaven's marriages are the work of the Lord alone. They also hold a feast and celebration with many people gathered. These feasts differ from community to community. Again, because similar people are together. So people are going to have a character and they have a different celebration.
And I know some people in this world that love at first sight is something that people talk about, Love at first sight, and there are stories of this kind. But I still think it's a little different in the other. When he says marriages are different, that's what he led with. It's different. When your essence, and it shows in everything about you. Your face reflects that essence. Your body reflects that essence. Everything about you reflects who you are. Somebody can see that.
Yeah.
Then it's like you know right away. It's not this whole process of, well, I'm an unformed lump of coal, but maybe someday I'll turn into a diamond that could be loved.
A fixer-upper.
Right. High maintenance, but eventually worth it.
Yeah.
So this is, it's kind of different conditions that you're talking about where this happens and is brought together. And then it's more of a record, I think that's what he meant when he said there aren't really weddings in the same way, because it's just everybody would recognize, duh. I mean, look at that, of course. So there's not matchmakers in the same way, I don't gather, it's like, it's just obvious. The Lord did that.
It's like a fairy tale. It's like a fairy tale.
Yeah.
That's probably where we get inspiration for it. And so this can play out, and this can be, it might be somebody that you spent your whole life married to in the world, and you just have this moment there where you're like, oh yeah, this is great.
This is it.
Or it can be that you never found somebody and there somebody just clicks. But the point is, God's not leaving anybody out who wants to participate in it. It's going to happen, and there's like a lot of resources, divine resources put toward making sure it happens. So you don't have to really do anything. You don't have to, it doesn't seem like you have to try hard. It's going to happen because that's the intent.
The thing is just to work on yourself, I think, in that sense of repentance, of removing the stuff that gets in the way, so that love will flow in. And
marriage in heaven, like that's there. It's important. It's like absolutely, angelic life is more similar to our life here than you might think. We're not wasting our time building up the skills on how to love people and how to live with people.
Being in relationship and so on.
It's not like, oh, that was all for nothing because now we neither marry nor are given marriage, and it's just this different thing where I don't even know why we did all that. This is the groundwork. This is the point in which we make ourselves from lump of coal into something that God can give everything that he wants to give us. That's why you have to go through life. That's what makes it worth it, is it's all laying groundwork. It's all laying groundwork, even though you feel like, why am I going through this? Why did this happen? Why did that happen? It's laying the groundwork so that you can accept that heaven into yourself.
And how would you know that if Swedenborg or somebody hadn't gone over there and come back to tell us, How would we know that? What would make you think that was so fundamental in heaven? So it's great that's been shared with the world.
And I can't pop in there and look and see, like, is this really how it goes? I don't.
Haven't been. Don't know.
What I will say is, look at what does it do to the quality of your life, and let's say the quality of your relationships, to if you let this idea live in you, and you say, all right, so I've got, if I'm working on a marriage with someone right now, this thing could go all the way. Like, we could be doing this forever.
Absolutely.
How do I think about that? Like, we're on this, we're improving this thing, and this is going to continue. How does that affect the quality of your marriage? Or if you don't have a relationship, but you're thinking, all right, I'm preparing myself because this is my destiny to get in. How does that affect your loneliness or your drive in life? Like, what does it do? What are the fruits that idea bears?
That's the thing to look at.
Does it make you a better member of society? Does it give hope and comfort to you? Does it urge you to live a good life? Does it make you happier? What does it do? I don't know. For me, it's good. Check it out for yourself. And that's I think with these things of the Spirit that we have. Sure, you have to take some of it on, I guess, what they would call faith, or you have a trust in it. The best you can do for some things is you investigate the impact of the idea. Is the idea just and fair and everything?
Yeah.
But what does it do in a human life? If we were built to accept the truth and built to accept love, and that those things are deeply compatible with what it is to be a human being. So see, what does this idea do to your human existence? And then that's the smell test. You can see whether it's something you want to keep around and act on.
That's right.